My husband's affair while I was pregnant or postpartum. What do I do? I need your advice. So my husband, 32, and I, 32, have been married for 3.5 years. Together for 9. As soon as we got married, we started trying for a baby. We had 2 miscarriages, December 2022 and August 2023. It took me a while in between each one to even be comfortable having sex, and it took a while to even get pregnant. I was in a dark place, as my entire life I've only ever wanted to be a mother. I was so scared of losing another baby. It was a long and hard couple years for me. Then my husband got a work promotion across the country. So I quit my job as a teacher of 5 years, we left our families behind, and on we went in January of 2024. We were scared and unsure of what was to come, but it was amazing. We had loads of friends. Our relationship seemed to be in an incredible place. Though I struggled to find a job, I didn't want to teach in a large city, so I pursued other jobs. They weren't out of my realm of knowledge, and though I got close in a couple of interviews, I never ended up landing one. Then I learned in the middle of June 2024 that I was pregnant again. I planned to tell my husband on his birthday, at the end of June. My husband seemed delighted, told me not to worry about finding a job since he got such a good promotion, and promised me I would be a psalm. I think this news really motivated him at work. He started upping his sales, which he gets commission on. He even won 2 awards for his company for really turning around the market, increasing their by sales $1 million. In between me finding out I was pregnant and telling him about our pregnancy, he had a work trip. At this work trip, he had a confrontation with a female co-worker who he was apparently flirting with via Instagram. Nothing sexual, but consistent messages and definitely building towards something. She confronted him in front of a group of co-workers about how he's married. Well, the next day he gets a text message from another female co-worker, who he messages back and asks her why she's talking to him if she knows he's married. As you probably guessed, they continued texting. It was probably a week or 2 later that I told him we were pregnant. His relationship with this woman continues, but now with phone calls, sexting, etc. Meanwhile, I think everything is great. He pushes back meetings to go to our doctor's appointments. Our new friends threw us a baby shower. But there was something a little off, as sometimes he would get in these moods where he seemed sad. He's not super confrontational and doesn't express emotions very well. I would continuously ask what was wrong, and he would always assure me he was fine. I assumed he was just nervous to become a dad. Well, then his work gives us the opportunity to move back home where our families are, back across the country, and ultimately because we were pregnant we decided to go back. So, January 2025 we move back across the country. A couple weeks later he goes on a work trip with a male superior. Well, his mistress joins him. He books an Airbnb with a credit card I don't have access to, but that we pay off with our bank account, and finally gets his pleasure from her. The work trip was about 5 days long, and in 2 cities. So she follows him to the second city where he books the nicest hotel with our money again for the 2 of them. All the while he's messaging me, his 36-week pregnant wife, telling me how he misses me, loves me, telling me how amazing of a mother I will be, and how he can't wait to be home. At the end of February 2025 out pops our miracle baby boy, who is the most perfect baby you've ever seen. A cute newborn, big, no issues, 0 jaundice, and a great sleeper from day 1, still is. In the hospital he starts bawling his eyes out, and I'm thinking he's just so happy. Looking back, I think the guilt hit him in that moment. He also, came down with the flu. Hit him like a train. At the time we were living with my mom, and my sister lives literally right next door. So with a baby coming home we quarantine him to my sister's house. My sister helps me the next 2 nights in the hospital. Bathing me, helping me dress myself, all the things. 5 days later my husband has been fever and symptom-free for 48 hours, and he finally gets to hold his baby boy. Another week goes by and he goes to Las Vegas. He tells me his CEO personally requested him to join. Not sure if that's true or not, but it was an actual work conference and his CEO was there. So I think it's an exciting and a great opportunity for him. Sure, I'm 2 weeks postpartum, but he's the sole provider for us. You guessed it, his mistress joins him again. Another 2 weeks go by and he tells me everything. bawling his eyes out. He said he can't hold the guilt in any longer. He sees me and our boy and can't stand that he has this secret. He's cut off contact with her, etc. We have some long and honest conversations, ones that obviously needed to happen before this all started. To add to the matter, he found out he contracted genital herpes from her. Talk about instant karma. So as you can imagine, I feel completely destroyed inside. I take some time to process, and while I do, I'm basically begging him to stay with me and that we can fix it and manage the herpes. I feel the complete opposite now that I've had time to process everything and I'm not in the newborn trenches anymore. Because again, when he told me all of this, our baby was only 4 weeks old. My stitches hadn't healed, I still couldn't sit down comfortably, my nipples were bleeding, our feeding journey resulted in formula feeding, so the mom guilt was real. I wasn't sleeping, though baby was a good sleeper. It was hard to catch Zeds with all of this going on, etc. Somewhere in between him telling me and now his mistress contacts me on Facebook, just telling me how sorry she is and how she didn't know he was married, which now I know she did know he was married. I don't respond because I'm a grown woman and think before I act. 3 weeks later she messages me again telling me she hopes I'm getting therapy and asking how I can be okay and stay with a man who has done all of this. I just popped a baby out of my body, as if my world wasn't already changing. I just wanted time to be with my perfect baby, to enjoy my creation, so I ignored everything for a while and decided I need to just be in the bliss of what I've always wanted, motherhood. So I didn't respond. She doesn't know me. She doesn't even really know my husband. She doesn't know that my husband transformed me from an innocent and insecure girl to a confident woman. That he was the one and only person I'd ever given myself to. He was a broke kid when we first met who couldn't even afford McDonald's, and now he's making 6 figures a year because of my love and support. I was at every basketball game and most practices when he coached, always at his side cheering him on. He came from a broken home where his parents divorced and then left him and his brothers with the grandparents. He had never really seen or been given real love before. I gave that to him, or I guess I thought I did. Before he took the job he has now, he was laid off from coaching and teaching due to COVID. He wasn't going to take this new job, but I pushed him to just see what happens because I saw that it was a perfect opportunity for him. So, anyways, now my 4-month-old and I sit here, unsure what to do. Obviously, I'm not going to stay with him. I have 0 income. We have 2 cars that will be fully paid off in 3 months. We just bought a house and he keeps telling me that our son will grow up in this house. He'll always be here for me and our son. He also says that he will continue to allow me to be a Psalm. Is that even possible? I feel like he's not being realistic at all, and I told him that if we get divorced I don't feel like these things he is saying are true. But then he talks about not getting divorced and just separating. I guess so financially he can support our son and me. He is pursuing his mistress. They both have so many red flags you'd think they were sponsored by warning labels. But maybe that makes them perfect for each other. I doubt it. She is 7 years younger than us, which is wild to me. She got her driver's license when he and I met, not even a year after college. Crazy thought. He is incredibly remorseful about the situation. He says he will always love me and we will always be together. I think of myself as an amazing woman who, despite what he's done, has decided to try and give grace and not strip him of everything. I know he will be a good father. I also see us having a good relationship and maybe even friends in the future, once I recover mentally from all of this. However, one thing I will not budge on is that I don't want my son having any contact with his mistress. Ever. I don't even want her to ever lay eyes on him. She's blocked me on all social media, including my family who has no idea what's going on, so obviously she wants nothing to do with me or my son. Once my family finds out, I'm sure their initial reaction will be shock and then an urge to beat his face into the ground. Again, I want to have a good relationship with him moving forward, so I think I'll advise them to just not say anything to him. Kind of like a silence speaks louder than actual words type of approach. My mom can be a very harsh and intimidating person. I lost my father in 2019, but have a great stepdad. I'm also very close to his family, but if they take his side on this, I'm not sure I'll be able to handle that mentally. He was raised with his cousins, one of whom had this happen to him after his first year of marriage, though no kids were involved. I just wouldn't